Tinubu, that was in a hurry, who was always campaigning during PDP's era, saying that he wanted restructuring, that Nigeria must restructure. Now he said no, he's not in a hurry to restructure. And I've been asking this question. So what has he been doing for the past how many years? Because Nigerians believe that, or those who believed in him felt that he already had the blueprints of how he's going to run Nigeria. But fortunately, that is not what it is. It's just his turn. He just wants to answer the name, wants to be president. And that is why most of the people who are seeking for one position or the other now, one needs to be careful about them, because what they say is different from what they are going to do if eventually they get that, because they just want to hear, to say what people want to hear. And that is how majority of them have been, they've found themselves in power. But once they are given the power, they begin to speak a different language. And that is the situation of Tinubu and Nigerians now. He said he's not in a rush to restructure Nigeria. Many Nigerians have been clamoring for the restructuring of the country, but the president on Wednesday said this, that his administration was laying a solid foundation for the rejuvenation of the country. Tinubu disclosed this during a visit to the national leader of the Pan-Yoruba Socio-Cultural Organization, Afenifere, Paruben Fashiranti in Akure, because these are the same people who have been clamoring for restructuring. He was part of Afenifere, and that is one of their strong desire, that they really want this country to be restructured. Now Tinubu is telling them a different thing altogether. Oh God. The National Publicity Secretary of the Afenifere, Mr. Jare Ajayi, who disclosed this after a closed-door meeting with the president and some selected leaders, quoted Tinubu as having assured Nigerians that he will see restructure, but that certain structures had to be put in place. On the issues of restructuring, Ajayi quoted the president as saying that he is aware of the need to restructure Nigeria. He added that the president said that a good foundation must be laid before bringing the restructuring in place, such that if it is done in a rush without proper foundation, the restructuring may collapse very soon, but it would be done anyway. No, this man, this is a statement of a 419. The same way they have been talking about a subsidy remover, and when they confronted or they attacked with this man Goodluck Jonathan, that why did he remove fuel subsidy, that a lot of things were not in place before he removed that fuel subsidy on the 1st of January in that 2012. That it's not as if they were against it, but the manner at which Jonathan removed it, because things were not in place, and they were able to justify their stand. Now, since then, Tinubu had it in mind that there's going to be removal of subsidy, but he came on board. He said he has that boldness, he just removed it without any plans on ground. Now he's now beginning to look at what can be done, and that is why you are seeing all this try and error method which they are applying, and it's not been working. So now he now knows that he has to cool down to see how the restructuring is going to take place, because restructuring is not going to be bringing about money. You must have restructured, because before you even restructure, you are going to spend money. He's not going to get money immediately, because believe you me, if it is something that will produce money, that once you restructure like this, it is money, he would have done it. Because the issue of a subsidy remover, they remove it from the hands of those who were benefiting from there, and now is now in charge of it, because money is coming in. And that was the reason why he could not even say, okay, Tinubu or Buhari remove a fuel subsidy, let me even settle down and see how this thing is going to work. Let me give myself 6 months, let me still pay for like 6 months, because Buhari said he removed fuel subsidy and he paid for the subsidy till June, even after he must have left office. But why is it that Tinubu cannot do the same? But now in the case of restructuring, he now has sense to say if he does it in a hurry, in a rush, that it will collapse. It may collapse very soon. But anyway, that is going to restructure Nigeria. Tinubu said when he took the oath of office, he pledged his allegiance to Nigeria, that he knows what he is facing. That statement gets as a bill. That he knows what he is facing. He pledged his allegiance to Nigeria, that Nigeria must be one. And because that is what all of them are always talking about. Ajayi, who read out the discussion of the meeting to journalists, stated that President Tinubu had urged Nigerians not to pity him because he campaigned for the job. He said that Tinubu retweeted that he prayed for it, danced for it, campaigned for it, and he got it. He said, I know the enormous responsibility, so don't pity me. Baba Fashionati, just sit down and relax. Tinubu assured Nigerians that he understood the struggle and that he is trying to build the structures that will not be reversed, he said. Don't put them for another scale. They would not be saying, yes, so he's going to do it. They say shall never end though. This one, he gets as he be. He get as he be, oh, he gets as he be. So what are Nigerians saying concerning this? Who is going to be trusting Tinubu? Trust Tinubu at your own risk. At your own peril. If Nigeria must succeed beyond our current struggle, restructuring is the best solution. Okay, oh, you will do it in your second tenure. What a bala blue statement. God bless Nigeria. Why say it if you don't want it? If you don't want it done as soon as possible, so you think the people that own Nigeria will fold their hands and watch you do it until they buy you before you even get the chance. Enemies are thousands. Expectations of dividends of democracy is high. I believe the problems of Nigeria wouldn't even go beyond the power of Almighty God. But you can rush to remove fuel subsidy without any contingency plan. Tinubu is the most God-fearing president Nigeria ever had. Before 2027, Nigeria would come on their knees begging for him to recontest so as to finish the work he started. The same way we are begging Buhari, enemies of progress. God help him. Go on, Mr. President. I have confidence that you will impressively turn things around. Don't be surprised federal capital at Abuja will soon come back to Lagos. Top secret. If he can actually do it, he might save Nigeria from this mess. Some people say they are mumu and follow come. So now they believe all these things when they young. But the hardship is unbearable. 2027 campaign strategy. It will be done after his own turn. May the Almighty God help you if it is the truth from the depth of your heart to do it to save the less privileged. So if they do anything, you think they are thinking about you, that you are less privileged. Oh my goodness. This topic is good with family. God will restructure you very soon. And Nigerians will rush to vote you out as a president. If finally God put Peter as Nigeria president